Welcome back to the Devon Macken. Now, it's only myself hosting today, and Jacob has terrible signal, and I just told him just stay in bed for this one. But he will be back on the next episode. I am, however, joined by the Fogden of Gloucestershire, the Rock of the West, the Kai Green of Forest Green, football content producer, 24.8k subscribers, such a nice, genuine guy, the one, the only, Ryan Football Paradise. How are you, man?
Hello,
You
mate.
like
Yeah,
that?
very well. Yeah, very precise with that subscriber count. Yeah,
I was very surprised.
come
I
on,
checked just
get
before
it to
this.
25k.
Yeah, that would have been actually a little bit better. Wouldn't it? 25 could have said quarter of the 100k. That's mad, actually. You're smashing it.
Long way off Thogden, though, mate. People give Thogden a lot of grief, but the man is obviously
Mm.
flying high and kind of setting the bar for matchday vlogs.
Yeah, but he's been
Controversial.
doing it for a while. He's been doing it a long time, hasn't he? I mean, and he had the fortune of having his dad, who, of course, was able to fund the trip and the different days that they've gone out to. So you he's been doing it what, like 10 years maybe. I don't know how long. So
Are you throwing the daggers out? Is this YouTube beef? The Devon Mackham
no,
versus Thogden?
no YouTube beef at all. I don't have any beef with Fogden actually. Yeah, I don't actually have any beef. I preferred he. I used to watch him maybe 6, 7 years ago. I preferred his content back then. I thought it was a little bit more humble as such. He'd gone a little bit too mainstream, but I understand why. So that is fine. But it's not about Fogden today. It's actually about you, right? And I thought I would do the introduction because like it's really awkward. Do you remember in primary school when you would have like you would go in like a circle and it would be like maybe it's your first um class or first time you're meeting everyone and they're like, oh, could we go around the room and say one interesting fact about yourself? And you're watching the people go around and I'm just thinking, I don't have an interesting fact. I don't have an interesting. Oh God, it's coming to me. It's coming to me. Kyle, interesting fact. I love football. Uh, so I thought
I'm
I'll do the favor. I'll introduce you, and there you are. All that kind of stuff is out the way.
How do you find podcasts as opposed to out and about filming? Because I tell you something, like I'm fine waffling to myself, but when it comes to being on the spot, I almost feel like you're probably too young to remember. Was it This Is Your Life with was it Parkinson? I can't remember who hosted it.
I don't have a clue what you're
Um,
about. Yeah, but
no,
too young,
old
too
man,
young.
grey hair, all
Oh
that.
man.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, no, but I get what you mean. Because sometimes when we're out and about, I don't know if you do the same. Of course, we both do the same, kind of thing. YouTube, you're just a little bit better than me, but you have a little note on your phone where you're there like, oh, I've got to say this now, and then you'll go off and you'll press play and then you'll say that, and then you press stop and then you get the notes out again. Oh, I've got to say that, and then you go like that. Or do you kind of find that you read it all and then just say it and get come? I don't know your kind of way you do it.
So we're showing the Kyle. How old are you?
I am 29.
I see. You're only you're only what 6 years younger than me. But yeah, we're showing
Mm,
our age difference because I carry notes. I carry a notepad and a pen everywhere I go. I refuse to use the
okay.
notes on my phone. Um, I'm probably one of the only YouTubers who hates technology and hates the modern world. So I've got a little piece of paper in my pocket. Hang on. Here you go. Here's the last few videos. Pen and paper. Pen and paper. So
Okay. Fair
yeah,
enough.
I'll bullet point. Sometimes when I'm
Mm.
holding the camera, I might even have my bullet points behind the camera.
Tell you what, that's actually a little bit better, I'd say, because of course I'm recording on my phone. I don't use a flashy like GoPro or anything like that. I just record plain and simply on my phone. So of course then my notes are on my phone and I can't record and look at notes at the same time. So yeah, that's actually probably a better way to do it. But my handwriting awful that even I can't read my own handwriting. So I'll be there like reading it. I about what? What? Like, and I just wouldn't have a clue. So, but I get that. That's fair enough. So you use the note. I use literally my note on my phone. Go. They're quite interesting, to be perfectly honest. Now, there's one thing that you've recently done, and it's actually quite relevant to me and my channel. Is you recently went to a Sunderland game in the away end, of course, supplied by an absolute legend. of the South, the biggest YouTuber in the Southwark, apart from Pieface and some other ones. But how did you find that being in the Sunderland end? I don't know if you've been in the away end or seen Sunderland fan before, but how did you find that experience?
Well, I mean, I'm not from kind of down south as you are, king of the southwest and all that, but I suppose I do fall under the southwest category. I think
You
Gloucestershire
do.
does. Now we find as we go further north, the word on the street is the fans get a little bit crazier. And Sunderland fans, they did let the side down. They were great for that opening fixture versus Cardiff. I can
Yeah.
remember where I went, Cardiff. Um, yeah, they were everything I'd expect Sunderland fans to be. So it's always a little bit controversial. Do you not find there's always that one guy that says, "Oh, a non-fan taking a ticket of a fan"? But I just feel like when you kind of make a video and you put it out there, you're actually allowing other fans to experience that away day, if that makes sense. So rather
Definitely.
than just one person there, all the Sunderland fans, they're not just from Devon, they're not just from
Mm.
Sunderland. You've got fans overseas and stuff. They get to be a part
Yeah,
of that experience
definitely.
too.
Yeah, no, I think it's great that you came and of course with your channel, you kind of putting it out there a little bit about how good Sunderland fans are, and I've seen your comments, and you got some good comment from Sunderland fan. I haven't seen a single negative comment from a
Oh no, I
Sunderland
haven't.
fan,
I
Kane.
haven't had
Yeah.
a negative
Oh.
comment on that
Okay.
video,
Oh,
but I
cool,
know
cool.
they
Yeah.
can be prone
Yeah.
to people have a perception of YouTubers, and rightfully so,
Mm.
because nobody wants a camera shoved in their face when they're trying to watch a game. I get it.
Yeah. But I mean, you're kind of similar to how I do it, and we kind of record in our experience rather than, like you said, shoving a camera in other people's face. There are other YouTubers out there that, of course, do that, or they go in up there and kind of just shoving it in people's faces without even maybe asking them before or off camera. Maybe they do it well, but I just like to kind of keep a little bit low key, record my day out, and go from there because I don't like being like in the light. I don't want to be like known. I can recognize that. Oh, there he is. That guy can go, then put me off completely. I think. I don't know if you're similar to that.
100%, mate. I've got a few Premier League games coming up, and obviously I've put
Mm.
my personal allegiance out there in certain videos
Yeah.
with rather baity titles and thumbnails. So then you put yourself out there to maybe face some negativity. So I fully get that. Absolutely, mate. You just
Mm.
want to go in there like under the radar, almost
Yeah.
invisible, grab your
Mm.
content, and then boom, edit it
Yeah.
up, create the masterpiece that people know and love from the Devon Mackham.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I went to Truro versus Dorking the other day for Truro's opening game, and I actually got the Devon Mackham flag out. Now, I did get a few people comment of why I had a Sunderland flag there, but I spun it around a little bit and was like, to be fair, look, I'm following long league content. I said my local club is up there, that Buckland, they're on the flag as well. So I was more just there showing my support that wanted to be there for Truro opening game, and especially for non-league, it's a little bit more accepting that you can see random flag of different teams dotted around. But I wouldn't take that flag to say, like you said, you're going to Aston Villa. I wouldn't hang that flag up at Aston Villa game. But
No,
I feel for
yeah,
non-league,
context.
yeah, definitely for the context, I think it's the right kind of area. But I've been to Aston Villa. I've done a vlog there, but again, I stayed under the radar. I had a season ticket holder that I know that wasn't able to go to that game, and it was the semi-final of the Conference League against Olympiacos last season. And I was able to get 2 tickets for me and Jacob, of course, absent today. But again, I just stayed under the radar. I didn't wear my Sunderland shirt there. I'm not
No,
just there. Just enjoyed the
you've
football,
got to be a right
and
knob to
yeah,
wear a rival shirt at a ground, haven't you? You really have.
yeah. Well, although we don't have a problem with Aston Villa, to be fair, we're not rivals as such. But yeah, I get what you mean. But I got lots of love from Olympiacos fans actually mainly, so that
Yeah.
really pushed me up on that sub count. But that's really cool. Now, with regard to vlogs and games you've been to, what do you think your best game you've been to on your channel? I'm going to label it a channel because, of course, we've very recently started out, really. I'm sure we've been to a lot of games
Yeah.
before starting your channel.
I mean, like the channel in its current existence really is probably it will be a year old exactly in
Mm.
terms of like this kind of channel, because it was the first home game Villa had last season, which was game week 2. Ironic. Well, obviously we did game week 1 in the EFL for Sunderland, but from a Premier League perspective, I stumbled obviously onto YouTube by accident, making kind of nostalgia videos based off collectibles that I had over lockdown. So for me, I haven't done that many match day vlogs like maybe yourself or other people. I was more doing like stadium tours and other kind of stuff. So it's hard to pinpoint a specific game, but I'm going to fly the flag high for German football. Obviously, that's kind of the direction I'm going in with my channel at the moment. And I saw a club, they're called Alemannia Aachen, and they're in the 4th tier of German football, which in Germany, the 4th tier is split into regional leagues. They're a former Bundesliga team. They fell on hard times off the back of a brand new 30+ thousand seater stadium. Financially, they were in ruin, and they were stuck in that 4th division for about 12 years. Now, I had, again, somebody got me a ticket, and I saw the game. They got promoted, pitch invaded, and the emotion on their faces, that's what football's about. It's about highs and lows. It's about feeling the emotion, the stories, experiences. We all love football, but we all love it in different ways. And again, that experience, it might not be something the mainstream would search for, a 4th division German team. But for me, that's what, I'm not sure if you're the same with the non-league stuff. That's what gets me going. That's what gets my juices flowing, is showing the main, like, a bigger audience what these perceive to be smaller clubs are doing.
Yeah.
That's
that's amazing. Yeah, I really like that, actually. I haven't seen that video. Is that the one where they did like a pitch invasion, did you say, and it on the thumbnail?
Yeah, so I've moved that to my like channel trailer or whatever it's called, to spat all over the mic. Channel trailer, just because I'm the biggest critic of my own videos like you'll ever meet. Like I can't say a video's good. I'd say only that one I'm really confident with, not because of me, but because of the content and.
I need to watch that one. I haven't watched that one. So I need to watch that one, actually.
Let me give them some love. I've got the Ultras actually gave me loads of stickers over here, so I can. Well, here's the ticket. So, actually, here's a ticket.
Cool. Have they just been promoted to now the 3rd tier? Then have they
Yeah. So Germany's 3rd tier is called the Dritte Liga, the 3rd league. So now they'll be playing. There's some big clubs. Like Germany is weird because they've got some huge clubs. I mean, similar to England, I suppose, in the second.
Is Schalke down there now?
Schalke are in the 2nd league. There's Zweite Bundesliga.
Yeah.
And they have been struggling, to be fair. But yeah, like the Ultras are class. Got loads of stickers.
Oh, amazing. Yeah.
And stuff. They've got a big sticker culture over there where they put stickers on everything.
Well, I've been to one German game, and that was actually a pre-season fixture. Now, I was over with my family staying in Belgium for 2 weeks, and I noticed that we were playing Hannover 96 in a pre-season fixture, Sunderland, and I looked at train from how long we're kind of just outside of Brussels. I looked, I wonder if I could actually get out to that game, and I went on I don't remember what Deutsche Bahn was it, the double-decker trains, I went. Yeah, I went on that all the way to Hanover, actually, on my own. I was only 21, maybe, and went all the way up there, stayed the night there, and watched us play Hanover in a pre-season friendly. We took 1,000 fans. Of course, you could drink in the stands, so everyone was absolutely mortal in those stands. We even won 1-0 as well, which was fantastic. But that's my only kind of takeoff of German that I could talk about with regard to my experience of German football. But of course, it was only pre-season, and it wasn't massively attended well with regard to the Hanover fan. But it was really exciting, lovely ground, and I would definitely go back to Hanover again. I know they're not in the Bundesliga anymore, are they?
They're also in the 2nd division, Zweite Bundesliga.
Okay. Yeah, but that was brilliant, and it just showed the different. You go ahead.
Sorry, Carl. No, I was going to say on that you said about the drinking in the stands and how the Sunderland fans are absolutely mortal. Would you say that if kind of the ban on drinking inside the ground was lifted, do you think English or British fans would kind of I say be respectful, but not get smashed.
No, I don't know why, but for some reason the English just seem way too out of control of their drinking. And I mean, I can't even say I speak for myself because I haven't drunk for about 400 days now. But like, I feel like the reason they must have banned it is we just go way over the top with regard to the drinking. I could just imagine bottles being thrown on the pitch. I know, actually, I guess they would give plastic cup, but things being thrown on the pitch a little bit more.
Yeah.
I feel like the culture of English fans and football, I personally actually don't think the atmosphere at top flight English game is very good at all when you compare it to the Bundesliga, Serie A, Ligue 1, even with like PSG fans, etc. The Belgian Pro League. I mean, even the Greek Super League. Like all of these. If you go to a game in any of those ones, I would say they would have hands down so much better atmosphere. But why do you think that is?
Well, I mean, we've opened up a can of worms here. I do try and avoid the German atmosphere is better than English atmosphere thing because maybe it is a little bit insulting to English fans. But I think we would all agree that especially the Premier League or the top teams are touristy. But we would sound somewhat hypocritical when we're vloggers and we turn up with a camera and we're not diehard fans of the club we're watching. So we've got to tread that line carefully. But the ultras culture,
We don't at all.
yeah.
Not on this channel, but we can go deep on this channel. Remember what I messaged you the other day? I
Yeah.
go controversial. That's my new take. It's factual. No one can argue and say that English atmosphere. So I go along to Anfield, and after they sing that stupid little song, I can guarantee it's silent for the majority of the game. Now,
It
we
did make me
cannot
laugh.
disagree with that.
Even as I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Even as a United fan, it did make me laugh when on Sky Sports they were saying how vocal the Stretford end was, and I'm not going to go down that road and insult our own fans because they were all right, but it gets chalk and cheese with the bloody Bundesliga. It really is. Like,
Yeah.
it's very hard because when you do watch, I think if you're an armchair fan and you only watch football on telly, when I make comparisons, people are like, yeah, but the quality of the Bundesliga is crap. Well, if you're only watching on telly, I think probably the Premier League is the best league for you.
Yeah.
But if you like live football and experiencing fan culture, you'll never be able to look at English football the same way. Like it's really difficult. Yeah, it's been hard for me getting into German football, then going to watch an English game, and the atmosphere just feels so much lesser.
Well, I saw your Coventry Werder Bremen one, wasn't it? Was it Werder Bremen? And
That's right.
you
Yeah,
could see the atmosphere there. Like they're just there jumping up and down. Like there's no thing that's stopping England fans from doing that. Everything they were doing were completely fine. I don't know, maybe they let off a couple of pyro. I don't remember actually. But with regard to the jumping up and down, the chanting, that there's nothing stopping England fans doing that. But we don't do that.
You know what us Brits are like? We're all a bit self-conscious and we like to take the piss and mock the ultras culture and stuff. And no one wants to look like a dickhead. Whereas if we just let our hair down a little bit and just relaxed a little bit, you could see the Coventry fans just really didn't know what to make of it. And Coventry got some good fans. There's probably some of the best fans in the Championship, I think, on their day. It was a pre-season friendly and whatever. But yeah, it's different. You can't necessarily say one's better than the other. Again, it goes back to personal preference and what you like from football. Is I love experiencing different fan cultures and learning about different clubs. If you're just a diehard tribal fan of a certain club, you're going to be completely different.
Yeah, I get that definitely. And like with regard to like going to non-league and that, I like that mainly because exploring different quirky ground that are different to the norm of league football. Even in like League 2, League 1, even like the grounds are just different and it's unique. Like I went to Altrincham, I know they're in the National League, but I went to Altrincham versus Wrexham a couple of years ago in the FA Trophy, and they actually had like 9 different stands, and it was really peculiar. But I liked that. It was like really intriguing to just see something that's a little bit different than the norm.
Have you ever been to Bristol
Yeah,
Rovers?
I have
Yeah.
the little marquee, random marquee covering the away end bit of the seating
Such a
stand.
random, like you
Weird,
say, loads
so
of different
weird.
stands all on one side
Yeah,
of the pitch, and the
yeah,
Memorial Stadium, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I went there when we were in. I've been there with Exeter, and I've been there with us in League One as well. So I think we won 2-0, I believe. But yeah, that again, it's just different, and I like that a lot. It just adds that little bit different of a vibe to it. Especially with non-league as well. Why I like going down non-league is as a content producer, I feel more comfortable because I can move
Yeah.
around the whole ground. If I want a
Yeah.
better angle at something, I'll go, oh, you know what? I'll go and watch over there. Oh, it's a bit quieter over there. I'm going to go over there now.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're going to the Premier League games, you're there in that seat. If you're there on your own, you've got people next to you, you've got people behind you, you've got people in front of you. And if you're there doing Nick, I feel very self-conscious. Like, I'm next to this guy, I'm next to that guy, like he's
Yeah.
behind me. I can record it myself. I can see them looking into my camera from behind. And that really completely
Doing that
throws me
behind,
off.
I've had it.
Yeah. Luckily, I haven't had that. But,
You not
yeah,
got grey hair. Yeah.
not yet, not yet. I turned 30 this year. So that will when the grey will come, the dye will come out, and in it will go.
And I was going to ask you something. I can't remember what it was. It will pop up. It was
All right, I'll
Sunderland
come to it in a
related,
minute.
but yeah.
Yeah,
in
fine.
terms of
No,
YouTube, though, mate, I fully
yeah,
agree. And you do. I actually spoke to. I don't know if you've heard of Fusion Josh. I spoke to him
yeah.
for a little bit yesterday. Good bloke, and he was saying how he prefers to film EFL content. Firstly, because it's
Mm,
cheaper. Premier League's a rip
yeah.
off. Secondly, for that same reason, he feels like he's got more flexibility, freedom, and that
Mm,
sort of thing. Whereas the Premier League is quite restrictive, and I always feel a bit self-conscious, like I'm going to get thrown out at any minute in the Premier League for filming.
yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you get that feeling.
Yeah, yeah, I have definitely had that feeling. But also, with regard to views wise on our YouTube channel, I weirdly have found. So I went to that Truro game the other day, and of course for my channel it's good. I've got nearly 5,000 views on that video. There was only 2,000 odd people there, so that shown in the comparison to how many
Yeah,
people are there. That's actually very very good. Now I've then been to Man United, Barcelona, massive game, Europa League, two
Champions League
giants of
final.
football. Champions League football final. The Man United game, I got like 500 views. The Champions League, I haven't even hit 200. So I feel sometimes going to the bigger
Yeah,
one, it doesn't necessarily for us. Of course, as a football fan, forgetting about the YouTube side, going to those big occasions, I'm never going to regret that. Of course, going to the Champions League final, I never regret that because I've been in it, a great experience to have. But for our channel, why, in a way, the main reason we've kind of gone to these bigger games and then the views haven't done well. And it's like, but why? Man United are a massive club. Barcelona are a massive
yeah,
club. Real Madrid are massive. Dortmund are massive. Why doesn't anyone care? And I think I thought about it over the summer and I kind of beat myself up a little bit over it. And because that was the last video before the end of the season, I didn't have
yeah.
that
That
next
left a
video to
bad
kind
smell in
of
your mouth.
push up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just there thinking, like, what have I done wrong here? Why hasn't it been pushed out by the algorithm? Why it did what I produced was that shit basically?
I
And
literally had the exact same
yeah,
conversation with Josh yesterday because he said, "Do you find
okay,
that you just don't get views on Premier League stuff?" And this is someone who I think Josh got
mm,
like 90,000 subs or
yeah,
something. So, and he's been doing it for years and years. And I said, I
mm,
fully agree. Anything I've done Man United wise, apart from last season when we got smashed 3-0 by City, because I knew City fans would be all over it. That did well with views, but
mm,
every United vlog I've done at Old Trafford has done terribly. And again, that goes back to the whole
yeah,
like Falcon gets stick, doesn't he, for not being at Bolton all the time. But if this is what
mm,
you do, or if this is what you want to do, you want to be a vlogger, a YouTuber, you've got unless you're a fan channel, you've got to go to different games. So you have to
yeah,
sacrifice your own club a lot of the time. But I'm actually thinking next time I go to United, like for like an throwaway game, I might not vlog it because that definitely does take away from your experience as a fan when you're thinking of
mm,
videos and all that sort of thing. So like I've found that I've decided to kind of keep my personal fandom allegiance to
yeah,
United almost now to one side partly because
Okay.
everyone hates Man United,
Mm,
and secondly, the videos just don't do very well anyway. So unless you
yeah.
commit to being a Man United fan channel, um,
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
fully agree, mate. I do find that your highest view video is a Villa one, and I find Villa's
Yeah.
the exception to the rule because every Villa vlog I've done has done well with views.
Mm. But I don't actually think that was the Villa fan, because if you look down at my comments, you'll
Yeah.
see squiggly words and that, and it's actually the Greek. They a lot of the
Oh,
like
cancelled again. Cancelled
no
again.
no, there was nothing wrong, because I love them. They were all commenting, because I had to
Yeah.
go on and translate obviously what they were saying, and they were all like, "You need to come to the Pier area stadium or whatever it's called." And I was like, "Yeah, I like that. Isn't that simple? Like, if you can guarantee me
Yeah.
100K view, I'll come, you know. But I'm not traveling all the way out there. Although it would be a great experience, and I'm sure they'll make me feel very welcome. I'm not traveling all the way out there to
Well, mate,
maybe have a flop."
I keep getting I know they were a Greek team, aren't they? Is it
Mm.
Olympiacos?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I keep getting Turkish. Like people go to Turkey and they get their teeth done and they get like work done. I
Oh
keep
yeah.
getting keep getting companies, like genuine companies, reaching out saying, "I'll sort your hairline out and your teeth out."
Ah, yeah.
So long as you do it as part of a vlog, and we'll go to like a local, like a Turkish team, Fenerbahce or Galatasaray or whatever.
Yeah.
They are Turkish, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, so you just need someone in Greece with a cosmetic kind of. But you've got perfect hairline and perfect teeth, so I don't know
I
what you're
actually, my teeth are fine, but my hairline is starting to go. That now I'm getting a bit aged. So give it 5 years, and maybe I will accept the offer of the
That's
Turkish
why
if
you
they
wear
would
a
like to
hat.
comment on my videos. That is why I wear a hat, indeed. Uh, but no, that is really interesting, that kind of chat, because it's not often, YouTube would get to chat and say about their problems, and you don't really know what goes on behind the video as such. And yeah, it really did, like, kind of, and it's silly to say really, but it really did actually affect me a little bit. Like, I actually felt a little bit down about my Champions League video just not doing well. And when you upload a video, of course, you're very excited and you're there like, oh, like, I actually had set myself very high expectation for this video, and I uploaded it and thought, oh, this is great, this is great. First of all, when I uploaded it early, and I got a copyright and I had to take it down. So then I edited what I needed to do, and then it took ages to get back up again. It probably uploaded about 4 in the morning, and then the view just never came. I then took the video down, I re-uploaded the video, and still just wasn't getting any views. And I then was trying all sorts, and I think because I kept trying and trying different things, changing the thumbnail, changing the title,
Yeah,
hoping that this would then push it into the algorithm. And then I just
they
gave up, and then I
say
was like, yeah, it's really
well, they
a
say
bit
changing
weird.
the title and thumbnail don't like affect the views, and it's just YouTube
Mm,
trying to find the placement for it. But you do find that, like, I had the tactical decision to upload my Bundesliga predictions at 6 a.m. UK time, knowing that Germany it would be 7 a.m.
yeah,
Um, and I've uploaded really early before, and the views have done really well. Like when I've done previous German content, that absolutely stunk the place out. It's turning around a little bit now. It's
yeah,
finally kind of getting into that normal view bracket. But
mm,
I fully understand what you're saying, Carl, because you think on paper, Champions League final, big game equals big
mm,
views, worldwide audience. But it
yeah,
goes back to what you said. I think people go on YouTube to find things that's going to entertain them or things they've not seen before. Whereas, like you say, when you go into non-league like Truro and stuff, there's not the coverage with the mainstream
no,
media. People aren't posting loads of stuff about it. So you've got
mm,
no competition. It's you and a few other vloggers. So you've got a lot higher chance of people finding that video intriguing, albeit they're not searching for it. So, you've
yeah,
got to kind of throw the bait out there and reel them in. But how many bloody vloggers are at the Champions League final? So many, so much
yeah,
competition.
mm,
And that, like, going back to Thogden, he's got a team behind him and he'll
yeah.
get that video uploaded within half hour of the final
I think that's
whistle.
insane.
It's
Yeah,
insane.
I'd love to know how he does
But
that. I don't get it.
I've got a theory. I mean, I should have asked Josh this because Josh used to edit for
Yeah,
Thogden.
yes, I know he used to
Um,
do that. Yeah, yeah,
so I've seen, I don't know if Fogden takes his missus, but I've seen a woman next to him, and I'm guessing they're
Okay.
either editing as they go, like she's editing. So, for example, I film on an Osmo Pocket 3, and it syncs to my phone, so I can edit the footage off my camera on
Okay.
my phone.
So someone could have your
But
phone while you're filming, and it will
while I'm
correlate.
filming and edit as
Yeah.
you go,
Wow, that's
or he films
interesting.
his phone, it goes up to the cloud,
Mm.
someone's there on a laptop, downloading it from the
Okay.
cloud. I don't know. Again, I'm a bit of
Mm.
a technical dinosaur, but
I'd
there's
really
got to be
like to
someone
know
editing
that.
as he goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like sometimes I could be uploading a YouTube video, and it could take 2-3 hours to actually upload. So how does
Yeah.
he get past that point for like? Because he can always,
Yeah.
bang, within an hour that's out. That video's out, and incredibly efficient and incredibly well done. And like I said, I don't have anything bad to say about Fogden. If anything, if anyone
He
does say
sets the
things bad,
standard,
it
doesn't he?
could be
Sets the
jealous.
bar
Yeah,
with yeah.
definitely. But I think it's incredible how quick they can get the videos out. And of course, then going back to what he's producing, I originally thought, well, if I'm going to like videos like Fogden games that Fogden go into, that's my way to increase my subscriber count. But I've then realized really actually over the summer, that's not the one. Like I shouldn't be going to these games that he go into as such. I should be making my own pathway and doing my
How
own
I
way.
look at it is you've got to remember that everyone's trying to be Thogden 2.0, 3.0, whatever. Everyone's trying to copy Thogden and be the next Thogden. But when he started, him in like Away Days, Ellis or whatever, like 10 years ago, there wasn't anywhere near the competition there is now from the same type of content. It was a new niche. Like going to games, it was quite unusual. Like 10 years ago, you wouldn't really get vloggers and stuff.
No.
It would be quite rare. Everyone turns up and makes a vlog now. So that the competition, especially for those big games, is sky high. So how they built their channel is going to be completely different with how we build our channels. And we've had so many conversations, mutual friends we've spoke to recently and stuff. We've all been kind of like pitching ideas and directions for our channel. But we have to do things differently now. And I don't want to be one of those YouTube gurus because I'm in no position to do that. I'm winging it and I have no idea what I'm doing. But I feel like you've got to stick to your plan because I don't know about you, Carl. I found I've been the jack of all trades, making so much different content that they all cater to different audiences. Whereas, with Thogden,
you don't have like a community as such.
Yeah.
Do you find that you have a community?
This.
Yeah.
I've gone down the community route and then I've thrown it in a bin and gone down it. So like I'll just throw it out there, see if you think this is a good idea, because I asked Josh the same thing yesterday. For me, my long-term aim with my channel is like you said when you rocked up at the Champions League and you felt almost disheartened and you kind of lost that allure of being in the Champions League final because your vlog didn't do well. For me, like you've got two directions. You can do what's going to grow the channel, build the subscriber base and treat it like a job. Or you've got the have fun and do what you want to do sort of thing. And then kind of finding somewhere in the middle. And for me, we're English. We follow English football. I follow a Premier League club. So I'm going to follow the Premier League. I love the Championship, probably the most exciting English league in my opinion. So those top two English leagues, there's a big enough audience and I enjoy them both. And then I love German football. So trying to cater to a German audience and an English audience is mission impossible. So I've almost made the plan now, this is an exclusive, that my long-term aim is to grow in Germany. I've looked at the amount of people that view my videos from Germany is around 18% at the moment. I want that nearer to be 40, 50%. Amazing. That's my long-term aim. So I know my growth with my channel in terms of subscribers numbers is going to take a bit of a hit this year. I won't grow as quickly as how I thought I would if I stayed with English content only. So I think I don't even know why I'm saying this. I can't remember why, but what I'm trying to say is you've got to, get what you mean. For me, I've got to do what you love. Otherwise, it's the same as any other job. You may as well have a 9 to 5
and it's different
and have a job. Yeah.
And like, is there any big like German YouTubers that you have maybe seen? Or because I obviously don't know any German YouTubers, but is there anyone that's on the scene as like the Fogden of Germany as such at the moment?
There's loads of niche. There's loads of German-speaking German YouTubers that there's a guy that is very similar to Josh actually, who makes matchday vlogs and a real similar editing style. But as far as I'm aware, there's not many, if any,
Mm.
English-speaking German football channels.
Yeah.
Now, I don't exclusively want to be a German football channel because
No.
Germans love the Premier League and Germans love the Championship. They love English football as well. But I kind of want to be create content that can be enjoyed by both English fans and
Yeah.
German fans
Yeah.
with an English voice, albeit a hideous accent.
Mm.
Kind of show parts of German football that English people are unaware of or don't
Yeah.
realise is so good. But then also the Germans love English football as well. And I read that I think 50% of Germany speak English, 50% of
Okay.
Germans.
Yeah.
So it's a big market, huge country.
Mm.
That's my aim. Throwing it out there.
I think that's a very, very good aim, to be fair. And like I like covering, of course, the lower league football, and I feel like that's something that I enjoy more. So that's what I'm going to go for more. So
Yeah.
of course, at the end of last season, I went to Yeovil game against Truro in Gloucester, actually near yourself. When Truro were ground sharing with Gloucester, I watched them win the league there. I ran on the pitch with them. That video has got 14,000 views. So it's done really, really well. And, that was non-league. That was National League South.
Yeah.
That wasn't even
Yeah.
the Conference National League, the league below that. And it just showed, and I was the only one that brought out a video that day that I saw. So it just showed that when people were looking at wanting Yeovil to, winning the league and lifting the trophy, whatever, they might have come across my vlog of that. And of course, I really enjoyed that. My dad used to take me to Yeovil games when I was younger. I have a really good connection with Yeovil's assistant manager, Chris Todd, who hopefully I'll be doing a video with actually in the future. I did mention to you about that one. Now, that just made me again, thrive that interest in Yeovil again. Of course, they're not too far from me. Of course, I love doing things with Buckland as well, and they've been fantastically accommodating with me, and they always have a regular watch people regularly watch my Buckland vlog from Buckland, of course, and I always have the regular ones that are watching those kind of videos. They might watch my other one, but I know that they love those ones because, again, although they're not as big as Yeovil, they're still in a very good niche for me because I enjoy going there. I know the fans, I'm recognised there, but not in the extent of where I feel anxious about it. I hang my flag up there. I've now got my advertising banner up there. They share my stuff. I know the chairman. It's just really nice, and they've always been really welcoming to me. So I really appreciate, Buckland. I really appreciate them. They're just been fantastic for me. But again, at the same time, I might not get the view for those videos, but at least I know that I'm not going to get the view for them, and at least I enjoy doing the content that I am doing for them.
At the moment, that's the thing. Like, do you not find when you stick to a certain lane or go in a separate direction, if it doesn't match what you've done before, as soon as you upload a video, you might lose a few subscribers straight off the bat, but then you'll gain more, obviously a lot more than you've lost. So you almost have to it's like one step back, two steps forward. And if you carry on with that content, you're already getting good views for the clubs you're covering. You'll be almost looked at as, right, the Devon Mackham, I know what to expect from his channel. Whereas there's nothing worse than where I am is a complete effing mess. Like, you don't know if you're going to get a DHgate fake football shirt video. You don't know if I'm at a non-league English club, a Premier League club, some random German club. People don't know how they're like we said earlier, like jack of all trades, master of none. I think that's the thing. That's the only thing I've noticed when you do rock up at random games and matchday vlogs. You'll get the views, but you won't build that community necessarily because you're going to different fan bases and different games.
Yeah, I agree with you. So, you go to a Coventry game, you get Coventry subscribers, and then those Coventry subscribers are waiting for your next Coventry vlog. It doesn't come.
Yeah.
So they go, oh, and then they go unsubscribe. Maybe some of them then stick around and they actually enjoy it. But if you're watching my video from, maybe I go to a game that you support or like the team. Maybe I go to Cheltenham and it comes across and you're there like, okay, you've gone to a Cheltenham vlog, that kind of near me maybe. And I'm going to watch it. Oh, okay, cool. I wonder if he'll go there again. Oh, he hasn't. Oh, I'm not interested in that. Oh, he's done a Sunderland vlog. Oh, okay. And then you unsubscribe, So I 100% get what you mean because you're not it's not catering for everyone, it's catering for the Coventry
Do you
fan.
not find though as well in 2024 subscribers mean a lot less than they did 5-10 years ago? Like if you had a lot of subscribers, you automatically had a bigger audience. But apparently as well, the algorithms changed and they're kind of pushing new content, new creators, and so on.
Okay.
And I know we've spoke about football content creators that have got like 500,000 subscribers, but will only get a few thousand on certain videos. That just shows
Shall I
that not
mention
everyone's
his
gonna
name, or
watch it.
are we not mentioning?
No,
the
no,
name?
because I'm friends with the guy I think we're mentioning. And I think he's a top bloke, so I'm not dissing him. Sound like a bitch behind that.
Okay.
Christ, we're going for YouTube beef.
I mean, I know who you're on about, and I recognised that actually before I knew that you maybe had a connection with Nick Man. I used to watching content, and I would be looking at his view, thinking, why is he doing badly now?
But
you know, maybe
look at
search yourself.
Look at the shorts views. The shorts views are incredible. So, for example, if you make loads of shorts and get loads of views on them, you're not necessarily going to transfer those shorts, because shorts viewers are impatient younger viewers, young kids that just want to flick through stuff.
Like
I don't
TikTok,
think I've ever flicked. I've never flicked through TikTok or YouTube Shorts or Instagram once in my life. I'm putting it out. I've never done it because I'm an old bloke who likes to sit there with a drink and watch something for half hour. And if like that's the thing is that's we're going off on a tangent.
No, I get that. No, I get what you mean. But yeah, we'll move on for that. And it's actually quite relevant because you mentioned about your DH Gate stuff. Now, we'll move on to the ride behind the Paradise. And of course, you've now recently set up actually a YouTube channel, a different YouTube channel, Rise Football Nightmares. So is that where you're kind of taking...
Nothing's gone on there.
There has. I saw a video on there, I think. You uploaded one, didn't you?
We need some controversial stuff now because you need to clip bits up to promote the podcast. So we need to throw some shade out there. So yeah, let's get a bit edgier. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go Football Nightmares, you mean? What, YouTube we don't like? What are we going here?
Well, DHgate is controversial. No, DHgate is DHgate. The context of DHgate is controversial because secretly, a lot of people use DHgate and source fake football shirts. Morally, it's probably wrong, but then you can kind of talk about the morals of the big manufacturers all day long as well.
So I'd never heard of DHgate before I'd seen your video. Now, I have shirt from two different companies. One is... So I'm going to have to go and get it. Mine Jerseys, and one is LU Soccer. Now, both of them contacted me and said they would send me free shirts. Now, from LU Soccer, I've got like 8 different shirts from them. Now, I have just thrown them in there like at the beginning of a vlog saying, you know, oh, I've got a thing and I've opened it up and gone, all right, cheers, you know, 10% discount, TDM 10, etc. But I've got to that point where it kind of seemed a bit irrelevant. And I actually do have four shirts right here that they're like messaging me, waiting for me to do a video. And I'm kind of like, I don't know, but like I ordered, so I've got like this Sunderland, like it's the new kit, obviously, but not the real one. And then I've also got the exact same from a different company. And then I'm going to get the real one and kind of compare them and see
so
like video, which one, you know, if you can guess in a way.
That video will 100% get views. Anything fake football shirt will get views. But then going back to the subscribers and building a community, those people who subscribe off the back of those videos or those people that view those videos are like a whole different audience to what you'd normally do. And that's kind of where I found a bit of a problem. Because I only did it for a bit of fun. It wasn't like to be serious about the ethics of fake football shirts. It was literally like you, comparing them out of interest. And like you, constant messages about constant, like all these companies you mentioned, they're all sellers on DHgate as well. They're kind of, it's kind of like the Temu of football shirts. Like
I get you.
What was the other one? The Wish, was it? Like, you know, that sort of place.
Okay, that's interesting. Like, and you know, I grabbed those shirts. You know, why not? If someone saying, "Oh no, we'll send you free shirt," I mean, I do wear them anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not like anything of it. I've used some of them and give them a giveaway or whatever, and they're completely fine. I'm not pretending that they are real shirts or anything like that, but they're actually really, really good quality. Like you wouldn't actually know that they were such. Like I looked briefly, I haven't opened them up yet, but I've looked at the detail of them, And that's why I wanted to get a real Sunderland shirt, home shirt, and really look at what actually are the differences and whether actually people could recognize the differences. But then you're right there, is that may get viewed. I mean, it's kind of relevant because they are Sunderland shirts to my channel in a way. But I have done a Mickery football shirt video in the past, a couple years ago. I bought 3 Mickery football shirts from 3 different companies, and I just compared what I got, basically. And that got over 5,000 views. So it showed, but then I did that again like a year later, and then that one didn't get viewed. But it showed that I haven't, no one followed me for that, and then they haven't liked my other content. But Away Day, he used to do that all the time, of course.
But obviously, Away Days, I've never met him. He seems like a nice guy. But obviously, he's got his thing with classic football shirts. And I understand that he's, from years ago, he's very anti-fake shirt. And I get it. But reality is not everyone's got 120 quid to go and spend on, you know, a new shirt every season. That's comes down to it. It's like, why do people stream Premier League football? Because you pay X amount for Sky Sports, X amount for TNT, whatever, and you've still not got all the games. There's still some other shit that you've got to pay for. Unless you address the core issue, you can't blame the fake football shirt company, or you can't blame streaming companies. Like, they fucked it up for themselves. That's how I look at it anyway. And I know that's not a mainstream thing to say, and I'm not going to gain a spot on the sofa for that show they do in the morning, Saturday Social, whatever, from saying stuff like this.
Social,
Reality is, I couldn't give a shit, to be fair.
No, that's fair enough.
Your clip, mate. That's your clip.
Yeah, I love it. I love that. And now, and the cool showing as well. Like, I go onto the Sunderland site, our new football shirt, 60 odd quid. Quite a lot of money really to spend on just a bit of fabric that you're going to wear. When that, I've got for free, but you could get it for, I don't know, like 20 quid or something, 30 quid, 20 quid actually, probably. Yeah, even less than that. Now, I wear this at a game. You're not going to look and go, that's fake, like you would sometimes if you went on holiday to Spain and you buy like a thing that said like Manchester United across here.
You've got to be careful, because I've heard that Sheffield Wednesday throwing people out for wearing fake football shirts. So don't go to Sheffield Wednesday with that on.
No, well, I don't think I'll go to Sheffield Wednesday with red and white on. I don't think, even without the Sunderland badge, I think they'll see the red and white and think Sheffield United.
Speaking of which, who battered Sheffield Wednesday the other day, seeing as we're on a bit of a Sunderland podcast?
Well, not me, but we did. We did. 4-0. Brilliant.
Daddy Roo. Yeah. No one's singing that this week.
But no, yeah.
There you go, they started off. For you.
Yeah. Yeah, that was brilliant. Me and Jacob talked about that in a last one. But yeah, that was very good. And we've had a fantastic start of the season as well, of course, winning 2 out of 2 in the league anyway. No conceded, nothing. Go 2 clean sheet again. Brilliant start. But we forget about that now, because like I said, it's more on you actually. And actually one thing I wanted to ask you is, of course, I'm forgetting kind of the football side, I'm always going to research guests that I have on, okay? And I actually typed Rye Football Paradise actually into Google. Have you ever done that?
No, Christ,
okay.
Enlighten me. I'm not that narcissistic.
No, so obviously I found your OnlyFans, and that's on there. So no, I actually found an article about you on the news with you doing a McDonald's only diet. Now, are you happy briefly talking about that on here or not?
Yeah,
because
course,
my gran, I know you've kind of, and I'm actually really, really gutted that I can't watch this video, because I really want to watch that video, because I am a PT. I do fitness, of course, fitness videos. I really do interest me. And I was talking about this with my gran the other day, actually. She came over and I said about, I have a friend and he did like a McDonald's only diet for a month. And she was like, oh, I remember that article. And I was like, really? Like, really? And I didn't know, like, it had gone this big, but because there's nothing there to kind of show for it, maybe you could enlighten me and the audience of actually, did it go quite viral, I would say? Maybe not the video, but the topic as such.
Yeah, I mean, I attempted a YouTube channel in like 2018, but I really didn't know what I wanted to
Mm.
do. And I was watching Super Size Me. I think there was another documentary called 50 Years of the Big Mac, I think it was called. And
Okay.
obviously, they do that typical, you know, McDonald's is going to make you fat angle, don't they? And as you know from a
Mm.
PT, that being healthy and being thin or overweight, or underweight, whatever, they don't necessarily go hand in hand. You
Yep.
can eat healthy food and be overweight, and you can eat unhealthy food and be underweight. Everyone knows that skinny person that smokes 20, 30 fags a day, lives on a Mars bar, and
Mm.
obviously they're stick thin, but they're not bloody healthy,
Yeah.
are they?
No, their
And I know
visceral fat would be awful.
yeah, and I know people that are, you perceive them to maybe be a little bit overweight, but their diet, is pretty clean in terms of nutrients and stuff.
Mm.
So again, being in that fitness bracket similar to you at the time, I thought, stuff it. I'll just document each day. So I had a channel where I uploaded every day for 30 days what I ate, just to prove everything, show everything, my
Yeah.
weight and all the typical stuff. But never once said you would be healthy from eating McDonald's, but just to show
No.
that
No. No.
weight loss is different. It's a calorie thing, and you can't
Yeah.
sustain that diet, permanently. But these fads, these short-term weight loss fads, they're not necessarily healthy. But you will lose weight, but then as soon as you go back to eating regularly, you probably gain the weight all back again. So
Mm. Yeah, and I find it very interesting. Of course, I can only read the article, so I haven't seen the video. But what it would go over like the news and thing, really, wasn't it? Like I can like their article. I don't know whether you ever went on an actual thing to talk about it or not. Did you or like a channel or anything like
yeah,
that or
there's
not?
like an Australian news thing I had to
Okay.
do. There was a few, yeah, a few. There's a
Mm.
bodybuilder called Dave Palumbo. I think I did something with him.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
I did a few different. I'll be honest, like it's an area of my life where I don't really
Mm.
look back on, not in a bad way, but done that,
No.
move on, sort of thing.
Yeah, but I just
Um,
find it very interesting that aspect as such. That you did that, and that ain't on you. It won't leak was on YouTube, but now you deleted all of that kind of history. You didn't want to have that on there.
yeah,
How well
it's
did
all.
that do?
Yeah, from a YouTube perspective, it didn't do that
No.
well in terms of views. That's what I
Okay.
say to people. I know I was chatting to a guy who had a single out called Gareth during the Euros, and he'd done like Sky Sports and a few other
Mm.
things. And obviously, you're not going to turn that down. But he struggled to
No.
translate that to like a following on Instagram or
Okay.
selling of his single. I find that mainstream media doesn't necessarily. It's hard to transfer that audience
Yeah.
to YouTube. They're
Okay.
two different audiences, and for me,
Mm.
I've never wanted to be like a well-known person, like like these
Yeah.
Z-list celebrities that are on TV shows and stuff. But I have been roped into the odd one. But for me, it's been about experiences and living life, saying yes to things. I watched
Yeah.
Yes Man with Jim Carrey
Yeah.
like a
Brilliant.
few years back, and I was like, I'm going to be more like that. I'm just going to say yes to stuff
Okay.
and look back on life and say we did a few
Mm.
things, we did a few different things.
Yeah.
Not that my life would be
And
that
I
long after living on
no.
McDonald's.
And it's not all forgotten, 'cause I guess if people did follow your Rive Football Paradise Instagram and dug deep like I did, they can find all your other crazy stuff that you've done also, I guess. I
Yeah,
think it's still
like
on there. Yeah.
I'm paying the price for it now. I'm a battered, haggard shell
Mm.
physically of what of what I was, but
Yeah.
going back to the fitness thing. You probably find this in the fitness industry. Just because you look good in a photo and you've got a good body and stuff doesn't mean that person's happy. Like I've never
No.
been happier, and I'm a chubby,
Yeah.
beer
I've
drinking,
never been
biscuit.
interested in that. I
Yeah,
find I my kind of take that I would say in the fitness industry is I do enough to make myself healthy. I don't do too much where
yeah,
it's then taking over my life. Go, that kind of aspect. You do enough to maintain your general well-being and mental health, but you don't actually go. I mean, I don't go over the top or expect anyone else to go over the top unless you're actually maybe wanting to compete or whether you're an athlete. There's
I think
no
that
reason to
applies
do
to
that.
everything in life. You
Mm.
mentioned feeling a
Yeah,
little bit down when your views were down on that
yeah,
Champions League
yeah,
video.
yeah.
That same association is like a bodybuilder that's just at a McDonald's and they're feeling
Mm.
iffy. They're almost feeling like that. It's like everything in life you've got to take with a pinch of salt and put things into perspective, isn't it? It's not just
Yeah.
the fitness industry; it's everything. Like everything, you've got to
Yeah.
let certain things go over your head. And
Oh. Well, like a little wholesome way, I think, but probably the most wholesome way that we could kind of end the podcast. But I do want to finish off, Nick, and I'm going to finish off each podcast I actually have as a guest. By the way, I wanted to give thank you for being the first guest on this podcast. I do really appreciate you coming on it. You know, you're quite a genuine guy, and you know, over the last maybe couple months, maybe since we maybe over just before the Champions League video where you nicely sent me a video of your prediction of it. You know, I really appreciated that, and you know, I do respect you quite a lot, Rise. So it's really nice that you know we've built a bit of a connection here. So
yeah,
it's really nice again that you've said yes to coming on today. So I do appreciate that.
appreciate you letting me come on,
Yeah.
mate. Not that's the thing. People think all the different people that do YouTube and stuff, they all hate each other, but I've
Mm.
actually found it's the opposite. You know, I've made friends and stuff, and you know,
Yeah.
it's good. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, and you know, again with you know the football hits for Sam, he been really helpful with me over the last like couple of years. He can help me with thumbnail, can help with that kind of stuff, and it's a supportive. You know, if we all help each other, you know, no
Yeah,
matter if you've got 100 subscribers or if there's one that's willing that maybe got 50, 60, whatever, like you said with like Fusion who nearing on 100K. You know, we all need that help or assistance, and you know, even you could be a smaller YouTuber that started like 3 years behind, but you could actually maybe have something positive to say to someone that maybe got more subscribers where you're looking at their
yeah,
thing and be like, oh, if you change this, that could be quite cool. It doesn't
yeah.
mean because you're lower, you're looking down and being like, why would I go on with you? Because you've got, you know, nearly 25,000. I've there got nearly 1.4K. Yeah, you know, hopefully you're not looking down on me thinking little peasant spit on you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
let's not gotta go on too much because we want to wrap things up. But sometimes you look at the subscribers, and it's often
Yeah.
just someone's been doing it longer. Like you mentioned, like
Mm.
away days. I'm not sure what his subscriber base is, but he
Yeah,
put
like
something up saying he's
300,000,
celebrating 10.
400,000.
Yeah, he's
Mm.
celebrating 10 years, 10 bloody years. Me
Yeah.
and you. Well, I've only been doing
Mm.
it like a year, like year and
Yeah.
a half. So like
Two
you can't
properly for
expect to
me.
be
Yeah.
anywhere near where he is. Yeah.
No, exactly. But yeah, you know, have you got? We're going to finish off though with the say, like, do you have any question that, or a question, a single question that you would like to either ask myself about, you know, me or about my channel? Have you got at all?
No.
Prepared for?
Yeah, of course I
No, that's fine.
have.
No.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
yeah, with regards to your channel, so you've touched on the fact that you even now you are the king of the Southwest.
yeah. You
What I
said
was
that,
going to
not
ask,
me.
you kind of answered the question I had in mind for you when you spoke earlier on, and that was how do you feel like your maybe the name is the Devon Mackham and your Sunderland association being from someone in Devon who lives miles and miles and miles away from
Mm,
Sunderland. Obviously, the let's say the bigger teams, the more well-known overseas teams such as Manchester United, as fans come under so much criticism
yeah.
for not having Mancunian accents, for supporting a club that's miles away. Does that still apply to a fan of Sunderland who lives miles and miles away? Have you ever had kind of any negativity? And like you say, as a
Mm.
creator down there, does it pose any problems?
No, because luckily Sunderland aren't a hated club. Like round here, if anything, they always go. The main thing is, oh, you support Sunderland, and then their response is, well, somebody got to. You know, although we have great fans
Yeah,
down here, that will be their main thing, and that's what I get through school and everything like that. But of course, I have the reason why I support Sunderland. My dad lives up there, and you know that he just took me to games, and he lived up there till now. My granddad and grandma used to live up there, and we used to go up and visit them, and we would go and watch a game. And it just kind of came to my life. And he used to go to games when he was younger. He then took me to games and I then enjoyed it. But when I then started going to games on my own, I knew that I was from Devon, and before my YouTube channel, people were saying, "Oh, look, it's a Devon Mackham." Like they called me that. I got given that name before YouTube. They would always go, "Oh, it's a Devon Mackham," and I was thinking, like, it's weird how I don't even have a social media base on this at all. I'm just Kyle that gone to a game. I used to let off pyro and smoke bombs, and people used to come up to me and being like, "Oh, you know, Devon Mackham, are you letting off another smoke bomb?" And on Instagram, it would be, me letting off these different things, or I know who set Nick one up, and they would tag me in it, Kyle Hall, not Devon Mackham's then. And then I ended up getting a flag before Hanover called Devon Mackham, as in Mackham, because they were kind of like the Devon branch in a way. And it just kind of correlated from there. But yeah, I haven't had any negativity. If anything, I've had always positivity because I'm from down here. They would always ask me the reason why, and mainly because they're interested. But yeah, I haven't had such an issue with that ever. As far as I'm aware, apart from if you dig deep in the Ready to Go forum on the Sunderland forum, because they're all full of grumpy bastards. Is that all right?
Yeah, it's all good, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. Go. Yeah. Corey, have you got anything else to say? Is that what it there? Happy?
No, nice positive answer, mate. And it's been a pleasure. And good luck to Sunderland this season. I would love for another team other than nothing against London-based teams. I've got enjoyed my trips to London, but it's nice to have teams in the Premier League as well that aren't all from either the Northwest or in London.
No, it's nice. Well, check out Bry Football Paradise. He really smashing it. You are really smashing it on YouTube. I really do appreciate for you coming on. Keep it up with your Bundesliga thing. I find that really interesting. I literally just before we recorded, Nick, I watched your I forgot what they're called. I did write it down on my note.
Holstein Kiel
video. I found that really informative. So do check that one out. It's really, really interesting, and hopefully you will go there. I think you did say in the video that you are planning on going there in October. So again, for Bundesliga content, it's completely different. I really do look forward to each and every video you bring out. I find your approach, your Euro video, your comedic kind of image about you kind of just have that little bit of fun, and I like that. Like when you were impersonating the German, I forgot what you called that guy. Can you remind me?
Wolfgang.
The German.
Oh, Wolfgang. Yeah.
So funny. And I'm thinking maybe that went from maybe your wrestling day, but we'll you can dig from just for the acting part. I find that maybe helped with that. But yeah, I can end it here. I really appreciate talking. Maybe we'll have to get you on again in the future, maybe for another catch up in a few months' time, perhaps. Again, that would be really nice, and just seeing how we're getting on throughout the season. But yeah, this might be the first episode that you've ever listened to of this, and this might be the last. So I'll say thanks for stopping by. Do you want to say bye, Ryan?
Auf Wiedersehen.